Mike Babcock once sat atop the hockey world, but my, how the mighty have fallen. From the looks of it, Babcock, a former star coach with the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, Detroit Red Wings, Team Canada, and Toronto Maple Leafs, probably won't helm another NHL team ever. Not after his swift departure from the Columbus Blue Jackets, which took place only 2 months after his hiring. And beyond the extraordinary circumstances of his firing, which we'll break down, Babcock's Blue Jackets tenure is the latest evidence that hockey coaching culture is undergoing a seismic shift. Sit back, relax, and take this in. Babcock's standing in pro hockey was already at least partially soured before his most recent saga in Columbus, but his tenure with the Blue Jackets could be a true death kiss. He wasn't exactly known as a player's coach.
Yeah, they have a very bad reputation.
When Babcock coached the Leafs from 2015 to 19, rumor has it he requested a private meeting with Mitch Marner and asked the star to rank the work ethic of his teammates. Then he turned around and revealed those rankings to the team. Not so great for building team chemistry.
I was terrible at chemistry.
And there have been other rumblings about Babcock too. Johan Franzen, a former player from Babcock's Red Wings days, said Babcock was verbally abusive, going as far as to call him a bully and the worst person I've ever met. Babcock's always been an old school bad cop type coach, and today's players appear to have less tolerance for that sort of thing. After starting the 2019 season with a 9-10-4 record, the Leafs fired Babcock, and he remained out of the NHL, keeping himself busy by volunteering to coach university hockey in Saskatchewan alongside his son. That was until this July when the Jackets announced they were taking a chance on the Triple Gold Club coach returning to form, and it didn't take long for dissent to rise from the ranks. A story soon exploded about Babcock allegedly violating players' privacy when he asked to see photos on their cell phones. The details here are a bit murky. The claims were first made public by former NHL player Paul Bissonnette on his podcast Spittin' Chicklets. He said Blue Jackets captain Boone Jenner was made to show Babcock his camera roll before displaying those photos via AirPlay on a wall in the coach's office. But the same day that news broke, Babcock and Jenner both released statements denying the photo request was offside. Babcock said he asked players and staff to share family photos as part of getting to know each other.
We're a family.
Blue Jackets All-Star forward Johnny Gaudreau also told ESPN that he's shown Babcock photos and considered it all above board. He even told ESPN he was a little upset about how the story was spun. If Bissonnette had not broken the story, it's unclear if any player would have revealed further details before the season started. But with all the chatter, the NHLPA got involved. Hockey insider Elliot Friedman reported the investigation led them to be concerned over a different set of photos, ones that were shared at an off-site location and involved several minutes of Babcock looking through a player's phone. That was enough to pull the plug on Babcock's tenure with the Blue Jackets, with the team saying they got it wrong by hiring him in the first place. Babcock departing so quickly is eyebrow-raising enough, but what really sets this story apart is the players asserting their voices in a way that isn't so common in the NHL. This Biz Nasty tweet speaks for itself. For decades, hockey's coaching culture has been top-down, with authoritarian coaches rarely getting questioned. Coaches like John Tortorella, Scotty Bowman, and Daryl Sutter have developed similar reputations to Babcock, with Sutter ultimately getting booted from the Flames this offseason as a result of similar player dissent. Torts, a polarizing personality to say the least, had a similar experience with the Vancouver Canucks in the 2013-14 season, after which he expressed he was taking it upon himself to change with the times. But Babcock wouldn't go that far when it came to his past mistakes in Toronto. Instead, he blamed social media for blowing things out of proportion and insisted the Marner story was reported inaccurately.
Oh, nice gaslighting.
The Blue Jackets top brass believed he deserved a second chance to coach in the NHL after Toronto, but the players ultimately made it clear they didn't agree. And that's saying a lot considering his winning pedigree. By his on-ice accomplishments alone, Babcock is clearly in the conversation for the Hockey Hall of Fame. The man coached Anaheim to the Stanley Cup final in his first year in the NHL. Then with the Red Wings, he made it to the finals twice, winning a cup and amassing 8 100-point seasons in 10 years. He coached Team Canada to gold in Vancouver in 2010, then in Sochi 4 years later, he successfully defended that medal. You can also throw a World Cup win for Canada onto his resume. His His contract with the Maple Leafs in 2015 was unprecedented. 8 years and $50 million. The man knows, or knew, how to win. But it seems like players are starting to gain more agency, and with it demand not just technical know-how, but the soft skills that make a locker room a positive work environment. Babcock's epic flameout in Toronto kept him sidelined for years. The fact that this second act of his NHL career ended before training camp even began surely shows that the NHL is changing. It's no longer just about what you do, but how you do it.